point of in the government, the more we empower ourselves. But there's so many evidences out there that are hidden by people like you and me. What's making them hold it down? Look, there's a phone record. There's Mohbad's phone that is connected to his CCTV. The CCTV is with Apple. If they can't even get it from his phone that they've seized, they can still get it from his iCloud. It's sitting there. So you can imagine knowing that there's a truth somewhere, but we're all going around in circles. Why can't the sun go towards that route? You will see, in fact, we'll watch everything that happened in the house. So it's out there. But they've chosen to make us go round and round and round and round in circles. You can see how even we found out that the toxicology or nothing was done. And it's a pattern because there's a case already which is still there that they've not released the toxic or the autopsy or the toxicology of that person that died about 2 years ago. It's like a pattern. Do you have to wait till it becomes you? Before you now start waiting, who will cry for me? Who will help me? And it's so sorry that people get paid and they decide to, because of what you want to eat, you sell your brother out. Or you see the truth and you turn your back. And that is where your spirit matters. You can feel other people. People were there feeling Mohbad's spirit, seeing him die. I'm sure some of them were recording. Some of them were recording. A lot of recording are out there. And that's the world we're living in right now.
Maybe right on that. I'm sure some people, some of them will be recording this, but are not releasing the record for us to see. They kept mute tight like mafias. Young children, 26, 27, 28, they're able to perpetrate all of this. And just, keep mute, refusing to speak. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
It's shocking to how
It's
the
shocking.
society has gone.
Look at
And people are
Mohbad's
not
brother.
seeing it.
Look at
People are
Mohbad's
not seeing
brother.
it. Yes. It's a story worth checking out. Check yourself out. In fact, check your brother, check your family, check your friends, check your house help, check your driver if you have. Because you wonder what drives people. Is it not that same vision that another man has? Is it not that same life that another man has too? Look at that boy that they buy for iPhone 12. iPhone 12.
Can you imagine?
And those were 15 boys raised by, sorry, don't let me go there so I don't get attacked there. But 15 boys. They're meant to continue that generation. But what have they done to them? All your effort, all your raising. Even when you send them to private school, they bully them. It's delusional. Even people abroad, you said your kids abroad, you can't even control what they do or what they turn to with all that money that you've accumulated. So I think it's a learning curve for all of us.
It is.
It's a learning curve. And we have so many evidences, so many videos, and we keep learning because more are still to be revealed. I believe this 2024 was a great year of revelations. And it's all over the world, as you can see. Israel doesn't seem to be the Israel seems to know in the Bible because it's behaving a different way. So is this really, truly the real people that were there? So there are a lot of things going on around the world.
By now, I expect Baba Mohbad's lawyers to be telling us that, we now know where Mohbad's phone is.
Yes, updates.
Yes, I expect concrete updates.
You need the public. It's the public that started this case.
If
But
they
now you're
do
not
not know
involving
where
them.
Mohbad's phone is by now, I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed. The guy had 2 phones. I'm so disappointed because he was using a phone to ask his wife where his other phone was. So that's how I knew he had two phones.
You have two phones, yes. And none of
In
them
case
can be
people want to,
retrieved.
say, oh, why did you get that information? It's just when you listen and you think deeply, you can denote
Yes,
things.
of course.
So he had two phones.
The
Where are
legal
the
team
two
need to be more
phones?
aggressive now. They need to be.
Look
There's no side look anymore. We're not standing on the side
look at me.
and
If the
taking a
legal
look.
team are based on saying, oh, this amount you're paying us is not enough, you have to understand that all this thing cuts deep. And I feel that money shouldn't even be the case of this thing because it can happen to everyone and anyone. So everyone, I don't know. I just don't know what has made that disconnection, that hatred. How you can just turn your back and expect to live forever. You know, look at this case of this Isaiah Bakari that died during the COVID. He died like that, just like that, with all everything he accumulated and all that. And what is, we have to start thinking deep. There's a lot of things that are chasing these boys to do a lot of bitterness. A lot of bitterness. And you can see the gullible aspect of people, how we follow celebrities without even thinking. We would defend them to the last. Even though we're not even living, we don't even know what they do. What they even look like right now, we don't know. What they did yesterday, we don't even know. But I don't know why we create all this faction. This artist is better than this artist. This group of this artist is a fan of this artist. And it just creates chaos. You know? So I think this thing cuts deep, way deeper than we're looking at it. And it's time for people to start to choose sides of what you like, what you want to be identified with. You know? What you want to be identified with. You could see people bringing up their faces in the media to identify with what they believe. I still believe that the consciousness of Nigeria will be woken by the people outside Nigeria. We need to do more. We need to reach out more outreach, more knowledge, more, it's something that you just need mind, people with the same sense, yeah.
One thing
You
I
know,
do know for certain is it will be a big shame if we end up not getting to the bottom of what killed Mohbad.
we
It will be a
would.
big shame, a big slap on our faces.
No, don't worry, we would. Me, I
Especially,
believe that one. We would.
we
I'm telling you,
better.
we're not the
We
one
are
directing this
better,
case.
honestly. We are
Look, we are
better.
not the one directing this case. You can't even tell me what is keeping you awake. And so
Exactly.
the people that buy them cannot even sleep. Forget it if they're telling you they're sleeping. In fact, the people that have now input themselves into the case too, they are not sleeping too. Don't look at it like, oh, it's not, because the guy itself, for some reason, is waking people up. And it just started from outside. He went to different countries. Look at how someone has not been to America, someone has not been to Brazil, and it was all pasted everywhere. Kilo day. What kind of die you want to die? Which kind of pie? And now I'm thinking, what kind of pie do I want to buy itself? As in, do I want to just come and just go? Don't I want to make a meaning? Don't I want to make a change? And that's why we say some people died for us to be here. They sacrificed.
Exactly. Please, can more people come up? I can see,
Yeah.
let more
I don't want
people,
to go down
who
because
is the
things.
moderator to invite more people to come up so we can discuss this? We want to know, we want your opinion about the way forward. What do you expect to see from now? What would you expect the legal team to be working on now? I mean, what do you expect to see them doing? Because I believe it's high time we do more stuff. Let more stuff begin to happen now. We don't want to sit by the side folding our arms that all is well, all is not well. We need to be working. We need to be on the aggressive side now. Let's get more aggressive. Let legal team begin to get more aggressive in their investigation and what they're doing.
They need to
That's for me.
release
Yeah.
more of the stuff they've done first. So all the stuff they've done, they have to release it to the public. It has to go to the public because it's the public that started this fire, this journey in the beginning. You can't leave them behind. You can't leave them begging for information. In fact, you're meant to be overloading them with information because you want the public feeling. It's that feelings that will come together and get justice. You want to arouse people from the depth. And the more you share, the more people will get so passionate. Like, why is this not happening? What is stopping it? Aggression might get into it. And definitely, these people don't want aggression. And I think there was one, I was trying to remember that slogan that started in a year, and the government actually came out to stop it. Don't let anybody something you or something. Yeah, if anyone remember that slogan, that even the police had to come out to tell you to not say that slogan. Yeah. Because they saw it. They don't want you to fight for your right. All these people are being paid by us. Paid by us. No grief for anybody. Yes, thank you, Mr. Chestnut. That was it. They had to come out and look, because the consciousness of you saying that word itself, people wait there around you, we hear that word says, they are getting like, and I think this thing should be labeled no grief for anybody, this movement. And it's going to be a movement. But you need the right leadership. You need the right people. Because everyone thinks in different way, and you can contribute in different ways to make things happen. During that instance, there were people that were cooking. In fact, their cooking made more people, had more energy to even go further. So when you want to start thinking about the dynamics of how you want to get this thing done, you have to understand that look at how they've been subduing you. They actually came out and did a press conference. Because that period, when people kept on saying no grief for people, people were actually standing their grounds. And I'm sure the cases rose in the police station and they were like, hey, this one that people know they grieve for each other again now. It'd be like, say, voila, good deal. So you have to understand how they read you. You have to read them too. So all these things, they need the public to drive this thing. But they need to come out to the public. I thought they said they were bringing people up to help this conversation. So I guess we all should start thinking about way forwards, and we can think of brilliant things. How can the protest be done in a way that it won't cause problem, that will align with the vision? How can we design it? Everything can be designed now in the computer age. The possession, the security, who will be security, what will be needed, walkie-talkies, which part are we going? How do you control the crowd? They control churches now. You can see crowds in churches. Who are the ushers? And you make your heart felt. It doesn't have to be violent. What you have to fight for is people coming to bring violence into it. And that's why you need your security. And obviously the authority have to know about the protest. We're not protesting like a peaceful march. So we don't start, So, but I think, people should come up and, give ideas. We all think in different ways. Something might come up to your mind that, might obviously drive this case in a different right direction. But yes, as you say, they need to start releasing more information to the public. What have they been fighting on? What are things that have been injuring them? Who are the people? Reveal them. Reveal the names.
Exactly.
If you're truly for justice, reveal the names. We need to start to shame names. Shame. People forget that shame is bigger than anything. You can imagine if you're living in an area and all that area decide not to do with you. As in,
That would
not
be
to do
terrible.
it.
Yeah.
People commit suicide on shame when
Yes.
society,
Yes.
do you know reason why they banish people? They don't really do killing that time. They banish you. Our forefathers, they used to banish people. People carry your evil self, go and live in the forest among the animals. Maybe the animals will take you
Yes. And
because they don't want to have blood on their hands. But now we have so many people. We don't even banish them. We put all. Oh my God!
Bisola
It's
Peperempe. Um, I
you
don't
guys come
believe.
up and have your say.
Can people
So it
come up
doesn't.
and send requests to come up? I don't
Yeah.
believe that we abandoned Veron and Arifa. I believe a lot of effort is being made and discussed in various platforms for justice for Mohbad on how to help them legally and every other aspect. I heard that they were brought to court today, but I don't believe that many people even knew that they will be coming to court today. We didn't know that. That was even a surprise to many people. I don't. Maybe their legal representatives will know that. Many people didn't know. So I don't believe we abandoned them. No, we're
No,
still with
they've not
them.
been.
Yeah,
They've not been
we're with them.
abandoned. It's a system. The
This
system
is
in
the
place is
system.
stopping it. In fact,
Exactly.
they've met.
Papariano, people need to come up. People have sent requests.
Yeah, they've met the conditions which
Papariano,
they were given.
Yes.
As Paparian is sleeping.
If they said they don't, they did.
Go on, I heard you go, and I just brought them. Go on.
Okay. They said they don't have they didn't have representatives. The last time we heard maybe I may not know depth details about this, but the last time I heard they already gotten representatives, legal representatives. So does that mean their representatives were not in court with them today? Who has any information on them? Does Sister Adenike have? Adenike, do you have any information on that? Is Adenike there? Please submit your mic. Or does anyone else have any information?
I think Adenika is having a network issue. Okay, progress. All right. Thank you for that. That was a great submission. But do you have what way forward apart from prayers? Obviously, we know, yes, it's good to pray, but are there other things that you think that people need to start to do consciously to try and get or move forward, or what you might want to tell the legal team that, from your side or the legal team? Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
It's
Abby,
very frustrating.
Abby, I was going to ask you a
I
question.
think
Just a quick one, Abby. I was just going to ask you a question. Looking at the characters in this in this family, when you talk about the uncle who is Darosha, when you talk about the brother who is Adura, you know, how do they? What makes people just change towards the? In the context of Adura, as in the relationship between the father. How could you just change like that? Would it be because he's trying to chase his own life? You know, how could Darusha just change his story and said Baba that was not even there in this, in the situation, and involve him with confidence? How could he have done that? I don't know if you thought about that concept. I don't know if you want to shed a light to that bit.
I think there's a covenant going on that underneath these people. Because if you look at them all, especially those people that are with Mobad, 12, 24 hours, 40, 48 hours, 72 hours before he died. If you notice all of their statements, there's kind of similarities in 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 between them all, even including their Mommy's godmother. If you notice, there's kind of some similarities that links to their to the things that they say. So I think there's kind of probably they are in a kind of blood covenant to say
So they hated
if
Baba Mubad before.
anyone,
So they hated the
no,
man before, or they just started to hate him during this.
I think they just start to hate him during this process.
They
I
started
don't think,
hating him the minute he began to question the death,
yes,
the
of his son.
circumstances around the death of his son. Before it was like he was accepting the whole thing initially as, you know, God
God
give
give
it,
it, God
God
take
take,
it, God take it.
But later on, when the masses began to rise, and then that jolted him to realization, to reality, and he began to think deep and began to question. So that audacity for him to question is why what brought about the hatred, the fight, the 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 issue going on within the family. Because he dared to ask. In his past interview, I was not there. Baba Mubad's interview, I think it was a couple of days ago. And somebody dared to say to him, Apomo, Baba Apomo Jaye, lọ dáhùn calls
Yeah,
tó pè ní police station. I heard about it. That means for those that don't understand English, they're saying that you you this man that killed your son, go and answer to the police call. They are calling you. And he had to respond back to them that that's how you too will kill your own child. And when your own child is at the ripe age, when they will begin to be a blessing to you, that's how they will die. That's a very good response. You see, what baffles me is the rationale behind someone looking at a man that lost his son. A man that was not there when the son died. He was not in the house within the last few hours before the son died. That Sunday, to the son going to the show and back, he was not there. He didn't know how he died. He wasn't a witness. He wasn't even within the vicinity. And somebody is accusing him, saying, father that killed his son, go and answer to the police. How did how did that person come about that conclusion? It baffles me. The heart of man is terribly wicked.
Because the wife, Papa Mobatu has already said, he said, Josie, Josie, ló rán wọn pé kó wá pa Mohbad, kó wá gún Mohbad. So,
And the wife, exactly.
so that's how the narrative is lying. And also, Yabo Ojo too said as on Instablog
They are all
stating
part
that,
of
oh,
the
exactly, stating
they
that,
are all
oh,
part of all
um,
these people
I had to
baffling me.
back
Even the
out from
wife,
this
the mother
justice
that Mohbad
because
has.
Papa Mohbad is fighting for property. And my question is, in all of the things that this man has been doing, I've not seen anywhere or hear anywhere that this man says, I want to take my son's house or I want to take my son's this. All he's saying is, I want DNA. I want justice for my son. So what has justice got to do with proper? You sure these people and this will meet him, they are all senseless. Oh, they are all senseless. Because I don't know how justice become property. It's J and P now. Eh?
But the point is, you've seen someone that's come to say Mufeje Oro. What does that mean?
It is everyone's
No,
prayer.
I want you to say it in English. Mufeje Oro.
I want to eat the fruit of my labor.
Whose labor in this context?
My son's labor now is dead.
No, but this was said in the context of the wife. Was said by the wife. So who is after the property? That's why I'm trying to put you to. If someone actually came out to say Mufeje Oro, what does that mean?
Yes, she is the one fighting for the property.
Finish. Say
But
finish.
because I've never seen where Baba, I mean, where Wumi is fighting for saying, "Oh, justice for my husband." It's only when she's doing her pretend cry. That's when
She's
she's
even
saying,
made a
"Mufejoro
recording
komi,
that she
Mufejoro
doesn't
komi."
even want some things to favor her husband. This
Exactly.
is clearly things that we're saying. This girl has given us everything. So if you come and tell me that she loves her husband or her husband of her years or her husband she married when she was a virgin and she still cannot do DNA, the only husband that she has slept with that, does, still, she cannot protect the guy's legacy. So it shows you a lot. And it's a case where a lot of women have to learn from this case as well. A lot of women. Because for me, I believe women raise men. Women raise men, no matter how what. Even your husband, you're raising your husband. If you have one, you're raising him. Because at the end of the day, women nurture. So the things that this
No, it's not. It's not all women. No, it's not all women. No, it's the sensible ones.
She cannot because she knows why she what she was doing. She know the whole plan. She cannot.
The thing is, the person, she never thought about this will go this way. They all had a grand plan. You have to understand there was a grand plan. The only person that did not know, yeah, it all stems to greed. It all stems to greed. Because what you have to understand is, I will tell you from my own story, I'll just give you a backstory of from my own side. Yeah, I don't believe anyone should not take it, any, personal or as the truth. I feel that when Mubad it was in the Malian's house, Wumi had already seen how the music industry was. Mubad was still young. And you also know that women are older than men, even not in age, but in wisdom. So I think what still confuses me is I'm thinking of myself as a 20, I'm thinking of when he joined the Malian's record 2019. When, no, just listen, when did he leave the account? When did he leave his account to sign up? So that must have been when he signed his contract, which was 2019. So 2019, how old was he then? I'm looking at that. He must have been definitely 22 or 21 or something of that range. So you can imagine a boy of that age not having an account and giving his girlfriend's account because they were not married at that time. So you can imagine the girl seeing how much was coming in. In fact, I don't think Mubad in the first instance was seeing how much he was receiving. That must have stemmed to what must have caused issues with his boss. That boss, I should be getting this amount, but I'm sure maybe the wife was controlling what he saw because what stemmed to me is who paid for that Lekki's house? Which account did they use to pay for it? And who paid for the Lekki land? Which accounts did they use to pay for it?
She
So seeing
manipulated
that,
him from day one, from first day to the last day. She manipulated him.
no, she wasn't 24 in 2019. So she never loved the guy, but she knew how
Never.
much he was worth. So if 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 she knew that Mohbad could be one of the greatest musicians, I, I don't think she would have done this.
Well,
And then
at this point, remember a baby's involved. So that actually changed the whole scene, changed
no,
the
no,
whole
no.
script.
The baby
So
was
she
meant to change.
accelerated, her
Was meant to
plan
lock.
accelerated.
Yes, she was meant to lock him down.
Yes.
Because what I think is the only reason why, if the Baba baby is a poor man, maybe that's why she wanted Mohbad's wealth. I don't know if Baba baby is a poor man or a rich man. But I'm thinking, even if it was a rich man, then she doesn't need the
He's
wealth.
a rich man, but
Then
he has always been
he could have, she
taking
could have
advantage.
allowed Mohbad to live. and take the baby and herself to the whether the poor man or the rich man. She could have done that.
No, she
And I
hated
want
Mubad.
she
She
must
hated
have hated
Mubad.
him.
She hated
And I
him.
wonder
Impossible.
the last
She's queen
statement.
mother. Are you kidding me?
I
Leave
wonder the
baby for
last
who?
statement. I'm going to drop after this. Just let me make this. I wonder the last statement Mubad made to her in the last breath because she was there. Because I'm thinking, why did this guy have to buy? As in, why? Because the owner of the baby could not ever be interested in his wealth. Because if he's a rich man, then he'll be fine. Except if he's a poor man, then he can say, okay, let's buy your husband to take your husband's wealth too. But he says that this thing was stemmed from the wife herself, what she wanted.
The Duke, you're
Don't drop or
saying,
stay there, Duke. Don't drop. Stay there.
hold on, you said if the man was a poor man, you would say maybe you would say, okay, let's kill him and let's take his property. Do you think the rich people, do you think they are contented with what they have? They always want more. No matter how rich they are, no matter how rich a person, you still want to get more. So
Hmm.
I don't think. To me, I believe Umi has never loved Mubad. Mumi's just planted in Mubad's life to execute the plan.
Well, the thing is, it's just a lot that I keep thinking about because I was thinking, could this guy have gotten out of it in the last minute? Could he have saved himself? Could he have begged for his life? Could he have asked to be taken to the hospital? Could he have asked that, look, I have money, save my he's not a poor man. Let's remember this. It's after his death that they're scrabbling to look for money for burial. But when he was alive, he went to deposit for a car, for a jeep. When he was alive, about 2 weeks before that, I think. And then all of a sudden he dies. They can't even get him a coffin. So it, yes, it's turned to the generation of the Gen Zs right now. Actually, people no one wants to work. Even the old ones don't want to work. That's why you
Mm-hmm.
see a governor of a 46 or 47-year-old governor go and pay $800,000 for his own kids to go to international school in Kogi because he doesn't want to work. He knows once he leave that governorship, he doesn't
You
want to
know,
work.
Duke, to expound on what you were saying, I don't think he realized how deep he was into that girl, that she really control. She's the gang leader. I don't think he realized how much she controlled Adura and Darosha. Even if she was evil, still he was banking on Adura and Darosha for protection to some extent up until the very last minute. That's why I said that what you said earlier, that what was it like for him when he realized that, you mean these people are really with this girl doing this evil against me?
There, he must have been at a very pity state. You can imagine 15 boys that you feed. You pay their salary, and they're all there watching you. It's a very sad story. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to drop now because I just want to. I've got early day tomorrow, but I'll be listening anyway. Obviously, he must have realized that the cloth had some maybe magical powers to it, or it was something that was done to hurt him. So it doesn't want that thing to touch him. He doesn't want that cloth to touch him. Yeah, there's magical to it.
When
Yeah.
they realized that he's not a man of himself and she's the leader, they all said, well, we'll just follow her because we're going to take him out anyway, so we'll just follow her. you know and I don't even think that he ever had autonomy, over his himself, his finances. I think she simply just manipulated his whole life, and he didn't really realize it. Like, he saw it, but he just didn't know how to go about escaping her, because even when Baba took him from there, he still was texting the girl to tell her, come, this is where I am. So it's most unfortunate. It's funny that you said that. I think that she's not at that place yet. She hasn't gotten to that place of understanding yet. She still thinks that she won, that she's going to have all of his money, all of his properties, and nothing is going to happen to her because of Tani Baba Baby. Tani Baba Baby is her protection, so she's thinking to herself that, all this one, I beg, it will just blow over. But it will not. It will not.